Okay, welcome to the Week 7 Spotlight. This is Fourth Down Magazine's weekly little fireside chat with some movers and shakers on the field in the Mid-Penn Conference. I'm Andy Shay. I'm going to moderate this little discussion for us tonight. Our guest, he's a freshman, and it's not often in 30 plus years covering high school football, I've seen some really good freshmen. This might be one of the top 10 up there. The start he's off to, and it's not often we bring freshmen on the show, but we're going to have him on because he's one of the best running backs in the conference, one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in District 6. He is really making a name for himself. He wears number 7 for the State College Little Lions, who, by the way, are 6-0. They beat Downingtown East by a point. Heck of a good win. And they kind of survived a little tough nail biter with Central Dauphin, where they kind of had control of the game, but they didn't run away from Central Dauphin. Bottom line, they're 6-0. They're ranked number 4 in the state in Class 6A by our friend Eric Epler at Penn Live and the Patriot News. Please welcome the RB1 for the Little Lions, freshman D'Antae Sheffey, to the spotlight. D'Antae, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks. All right, here's how it's going to work tonight, D'Antae. We'll have a little chat. I'm going to ask you some fun questions about the Little Lions. At the end, we're going to put you on our spotlight hot seat for a few short questions to close out. But before I get to some questions, let me throw some stats at you and say why I think this might be one of the top 10 freshmen I've seen play football in the last 30 years, at least that my 4 eyes have seen. And I saw Shady. I saw Micah Parsons. I saw Noah Spence. I even saw Moses Smith, who played for Georgia and the Baltimore Ravens when he was a freshman. So I've seen some really good young football players, and this young man is special. Through 6 games, he's averaging a stunning 9.4 yards per carry. And he has a team high 84 carries. He's got nearly 800 rushing yards, 793 to be exact. He's got some catches as well, but he's eclipsed the 100-yard mark in 5 of the 6 games that State College has played this year, and he's got 12 touchdowns. Just in case you were wondering, he scores a touchdown every 7 times he touches the ball and carries it. That is an elite number, folks. He might be a freshman, might say 5'11", 180-pound freshman in your program, but his production, that kind of production, that is veteran level. So let's get started, D'Antae. My first question, it's obvious, right? You're a first-year varsity high school football player. What have you noticed that was sort of the biggest jump for you had to make as a running back, going from whatever level you played at last year, I don't care what it was, whatever level that was, to being a freshman in high school who's starting and doing some really good things at in your first year? What has stood out to you more than anything as sort of the biggest difference?
Honestly, I'm going to have to say it's the pace of the game. From playing freshman football last year when I was in 8th grade,
right?
Laid back kind of, and now it's just like, it's like more intense, and that's what I love about it.
So you guys have more Little Lions. You can argue if you want, but I'll take all debaters and put a time clock on us. I think you have arguably one of the better offensive lines in the state. I don't think that's up for debate, but someone could try and debate me. But having said that, that's some horsepower up front, right? You guys run a lot of running backs and you use a lot of different weapons, but when you got horsepower up front, that is really important. How much of a difference maker in your first year has it been for you to have that kind of sort of firepower in front of you, and why has it been impactful for you?
Well, it's been impactful because they execute their assignments, their blocks, and then they get to the next level blocks, which helps me even more. And then I just do as I'm told, and I just do what I.
So as a running back, I kind of wanted to always ask this. It's kind of the same, but there's a difference between a crease and a hole, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a little crease that you can kind of see and you have to kind of fit yourself through. And then there's a hole. It seems like you're watching the film and stuff. Your offensive line creates more holes than creases.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah, you're very correct.
So As a running back, who do you model yourself after, or who do you think your running style as a back is similar to?
Well, I wanna, I'm wanna model myself after, um, Jameer Gibbs, the running back for Alabama.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just like addicted to watching his film. Like every night, I would just go home if I got nothing to do. I just search up his highlights from when he was back at Georgia Tech.
Right. Yeah, that's right. He transferred to Alabama from Georgia Tech through the transfer portal.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was really good at Georgia Tech. He was a lot of their offense at Georgia Tech.
Hmm.
So back to you guys. State College with Matt as your head coach. They've always you guys that team has always operated best when they can beat you a lot of ways. They send waves at you in the running game. You guys got two quarterbacks this year. You got three running backs, including yourself, who are getting consistent touches. Can you tell, even in 6 games, can you tell that what you guys bring to the table offensively, that it kind of has defenses on edge or off balance a little bit? And can you explain to me what that looks like from your side?
Yeah, I can tell that it has defenses on edge because when I'm out there on running back and we call like a simple motion, I will see the
Right?
linebackers do freaking out, putting their corners and safeties in places, and their linemen all just switching different spots and switching back, and it just makes the defense look kind of crazy.
Okay, so I got a kind of a different kind of question, but I think I'm gonna ask it anyway. So looking back, I know you played all of 6 games in your career so far, but looking back, 6 games, is there anything you were wondering or concerned about that even after 6 games you can look back and say, why was I so worried about that? Is there anything as a, with the kind of splash you've made, is there anything you look back and go and say, why was I worried about that? That was kind of stupid. Is there anything like that? It could be, you know, something minute or small. I'm just wondering if there's anything you look back now and go, okay, 6 games in, that was really something I shouldn't have been worried about.
Honestly, I was just at the beginning of the year before any of our first game. I just
Right.
didn't know like do like be at the point I'm at right now. Like I didn't think I was gonna have this many yards or touchdowns right now. I thought it was just gonna be like a kind of chill, laid back year for me, and I
Ah,
do it on when I'm a sophomore.
right. Well, you can't hide. So experience matters, right? It's Penn State's former offensive coordinator and Joe Moorhead. He had the greatest quote I've ever heard about this. He goes, "Oh yeah, experience matters, but it only matters until the real talent gets enough experience, and then it doesn't matter at all." And I was like, "That is so true. That is so." Look at the freshman running backs at Penn State. Okay, you got to play your experienced guys, but when the talent comes through, the experience doesn't matter anymore. So that's really cool to know that you didn't really expect to get the ball that much. Do you think it was the coaching staffs or Matt's plan to kind of work you in slowly and you just kind of took off, or did they kind of hit you, kind of use you on a consistent basis right from the jump?
Yeah, I'd say it's the coaching staff, like Coach Lintal. He helped me when I needed help, and he just got me used to it. And he's kind of on like the nice side of coaching, and then or my other like running backs coach, Coach Ferg. He's like I would do this good, and he'd be like kind of chill, laid back about it, but he give me props where it's due, and he's just like on the I don't know how to say it. Like I'd say he's like more on the mean side.
Yeah, you could say the other side of Coach Littell. He's a little bit more on the stern side, a little bit more on the discipline side. Let me ask you about, and I've seen it, like I told you, I covered LaShawn McCoy. I've covered, guys that went on to the NFL that were running backs. And in their first year, the hardest thing for them to learn is they want to bounce because they're so used to it. Like you go into the hole and the hole's kind of stuffed and you're like, well, I'll just bounce outside and run around everybody and nobody can catch me. But that can't happen when you make a jump to this, when you jump to this level. You can't just, oh, the hole's clogged, I'm going to bounce outside because you're getting caught. How much of an adjustment for you was it to have the discipline to keep hitting the hole, keep going forward, and not bounce to the outside?
Honestly, it's just how many like the reps we get in practice.
Right?
So if I were to like bounce, we'd just rerun the play, and he just tell me to just stick with the hole.
Stick with the hole. Yep, stick with the hole. It's you're not the first, you won't be the last. It's just you're so used to it, right? You even when you were playing ninth grade ball last year as an eighth grader, if it kind of got sticky, you just like, okay, I'll just wiggle down the line, go outside and get 27 yards, and we'll get a first down. And you can't do that at this level. That's really good insight, D'Antae. We really appreciate you coming on. But before I let you go, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Are you ready for my short answer questions?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right. What's your favorite home cooked meal?
I'm gonna say ribs.
Cool. Any place in the world you choose, where do you want to go on an adventure?
On an adventure?
Yeah, anywhere in the world. Money's no object. You want to go somewhere, where do you want to go?
Probably some island.
Nice. Any island, sun, sand, and an island. So
Mm-hmm.
for you, is it college football on Saturday or NFL football on Sunday? Which one?
Definitely college football on Saturday.
What's your favorite sports team, any sport?
Favorite sports team? I'm gonna have to go with in the NFL. I'm saying Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers. All right. 1-3 Steelers, but they're going to go to their young quarterback. All right. Give me one word that best describes you, the person.
To best describe me,
Yep.
I'm say humble.
Humble. Thanks. That'll work. All right. Last one. What, if you go to Sheets, do you have a go-to order, and what is it?
Yeah, I definitely got a go-to order. My
Give
go-to
it to me
order,
all.
it is cinnamon pretzel and peanut butter milkshake.
Nice. Nice. All right. That'll do it. Thank you so much for your time, D'Antae. Heck of a splash you made in your first season of high school football as a ninth grader, to be approaching 1,000 yards after 6 games. I know you guys got some meat on your bone coming up. You got a road game in Harrisburg. You got Cumberland Valley coming up there. Good luck to you and the Little Lions the rest of the season. Stay healthy. Play well this week when State College welcomes 3-3 Carlisle to one of the coolest high school sports venues or stadiums in all of Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, your field is awesome, especially since they redone it. So we really appreciate you coming on, and thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, that was, excuse me, D'Antae Sheffey, running back from the State College Little Lions, joining us on the spotlight. Make sure you check out all of our high school football content on fourthdownmagazine.com. Follow along on our social media. Check out our YouTube page. For Adam, who is hiding quietly behind the Zoom curtain, trust me, he's back there. I'm your moderator for today, Andy Shay, and we will see ya.